Mark J. Kohler, this did not come from me. I'm not your tax advisor, and I don't know nothing about none of that. I'm just listening to this guy too.
You can have a solo 401k. You can do your own 401k and still have a 401k at work. You can have both. Now this year, if you're under age 50, I can put another $23,000 into that 401k. That's a couple grand a month. Now, if your business is doing well and you're like, okay, can I do enough to put away my IRA, $500 a month, and then another couple grand? If I really bring on that other client or that other project or that other revenue stream and plow that away in 20 years, you got $2 million tax-free.
Okay, so real quick, let's add into this. So he's given a perspective into how you can put money in for retirement in two ways. What he just said was that there's a way you can do it on your personal side, there's a way you can do it on the business side, which if you don't have a business, don't have intentions of having a business, then maybe think about what he's saying and how this may or may not benefit you. But hey, some information that you can look into further if you're
if I don't have my retirement set up, this I almost called him this dude talking about 2 401ks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're talking about Gen X, then hopefully they've already gone through that cycle of paying off or close to paying off their home and can put more money into those types of mechanisms in order for it to make sense. But chances are, if you don't got one 401k, you for damn sure ain't gonna have two.
Well, I didn't know I didn't know you could have a solo 401k and a work 401k, like 401k.
Yeah, you got your own IRA.
Well, I actually didn't know like the business part that you could have two like that. But once again, like Gen X, if you don't have this, because we talked about, are you ready to retire? Right? It's not over for Gen X, right? They're still actively working. But millennials, heads up for you, and Gen Z, you definitely have a very high chance, and Gen Alpha, you have a high chance of utilizing stuff like this. So yeah, let me go ahead and continue it.
This is the combo. This is what the rich do. They take the Roth, they take the 401k, they pick and choose, and then when you have a good year, bam, you throw down on both. Now, if you're over age 50, this year you can do $30,500 on top of the IRA, so that's $38,500. If I do that for 15 years, I've got $1.5 million. If you have
that's straight up though, because that's after tax. So like IRAs are like post-tax dollars. 401ks, when you take it out, just know that Uncle Sam about to take something out too. And you put it back in.
I know that
taking it out, putting it back in.
Okay, so I know
take that. It's still a thing.
I know. I know that for a lot of people though, like a 401k, like you said, is a struggle in itself. I also want to just bring to the forefront, there's a lot of people who either don't know about this or they think that everybody's unable to put money into stuff like that. But there's obviously enough people who are knowledgeable about that he felt that he can make content to reach enough people. So if you are not doing this, if you do not have a retirement fund, you're not thinking about one, I urge you to consider reaching out to a tax advisor or start researching on your own of how you can save for retirement, because someone would not make something like that if it wasn't an audience for it, meaning that people are able to do that.
At minimum, get your own brokerage account and start putting some form of money in the market. That's only non-advice that I'm a kid.
I'm just saying, like, people will be like, oh, well, like, that's just for the super rich people. Well, here's the thing. If the super rich people are the top, let's say top 3%, that man just made content to make money that obviously it has to be more than the top 3%. So all I'm saying for you is, if you do not have a retirement and you see how things are going, and you see how, when they start talking about cutting that Medicaid, baby, start cutting that Social Security, if they were to do that, you gonna be all right to a degree? Do you have enough to be able to go to the grocery store? If you do invest in stuff, like, not that you have to have 1.5 million, right? But if you put something, like, I think it's Joe, right? Joe has said he's putting in a 401k in 2 hours. Now I don't know his pockets. He might be rich,
or just living well below his means.
But he could be living within his means. And he could also, be putting in, like I'm saying, like, just he ain't telling us how much he putting in there, but he's doing something.
Well,
He's-
max out is technically when you maxing out, then you maxing out. Unless he's got a company that is matching. So like, some companies they match up to. I've seen companies match from 1%, which is kind of on the low end. But you have companies that usually match up to 4% and some that do 10. And
I worked for a company before, I think that did 2% in my earlier years, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And I think I went up to 6 is the highest percent match I think I've ever experienced.
And if you work for a company that does that, or check your benefits package, if you haven't taken advantage of it, you throwing away free money. I'm just gonna tell you, because that 2% or that 4%, you was already gonna get taxed on that anyway. So you might as well put it in pre-tax dollars so that your adjusted gross income is less. Now, this is not financial advice. But I'm just saying, if I was you and we are each other, that we should take advantage of them pre-tax dollars. That's all I'm saying. But back to 3 reasons why Gen X might be all messed up when it comes to this retirement thing. Number one, inadequate savings and late starts, because that's what typically happens, right? Typical Gen X household is relatively low on retirement balances, probably around tens of thousands of dollars. So you might got 20,000 saved up for retirement. We already know that ain't gonna do a damn. The majority report being behind significantly. And by significantly, I mean significantly in their savings versus what they will often need, which is around 1.5 million, like Homeboy said. So you lose what's called that compounding effect over years, especially when we have so many recessions, job disruptions, and not prioritizing retirement, especially in your 30s. And if not in your 30s, for damn sure in your 40s, you better start that right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause you real quick. Actually, Joe just put some, always do the minimum contribution to receive max company match. Hashtag not financial advice, but he said it, not us. Just want to throw that out there. That's just an option I suppose you could do, but that's
no, always at least do what they matching on. If they're matching, at least do what they're matching on,
because it's gonna make more than what you had. Yeah,
you throwing away. And if you in a bind, Nate, sometimes you can take a loan out against it. Just make sure you pay it back, please pay it back. And you can also use it for like homes. I don't know when people gonna be looking at this. The rules might change, or you might not be able to use it for a house and all.
Yeah, for now it's 2026.
But these are tools that you could use. Yeah, but in your 30s and 40s, debt is gonna be the next thing, right? Debt, inflation, and the sandwich we're gonna call. Debt and inflation is for damn sure a sandwich. So Gen X carries some of the highest consumer and credit card debt, while also juggling college costs for kids, housing, and sometimes care for aging parents, leaving less cash to invest. High inflation and rising healthcare costs also squeeze budgets even further. So day-to-day expenses crowd out that long-term savings. Yeah, he mad as shit. So you gotta take care of my mama, and then my kid talking about some, daddy, I need $500. $500? Not Hillary Banks. Not for damn sure ain't Uncle Phil.
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, it's expensive to take care of people, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere at all.
Let's go with our local non-financial advisor here, but kicking in some game and loans on 401ks.
Yeah, with the cheaper interest
rates. Yes.
Yeah.
And lots of banks. Plus, you're paying yourself back, which is very true indeed.
And then it's a big if you take the loan, if you have to take a loan, if.
Yeah, always intend to pay yourself back. There are actual, what's it called? Like insurance that you can take out on yourself or your family that kind of do the same thing. But those, again, that's not this channel, but
go check it out. Go on YouTube. There's plenty of other channels that specifically talk about those. Please feel free to go to them. Do you have anything else you want to add before I go to the next topic?
Hell yeah, I got stuff I need to add on this.
Okay, man.
My mama is need to be listening to this right now.